stay back, I would say, because I can see more empty seats than the filled ones. So I would have asked Mr. Vidyarthi a simple question. Does your previous, not experience, but what you bring as a personality actually help you get more people? And my answer would be yes. If it was Mr. Vidyarthi speaking here, I think we would have run out of space. But anyways, I respect all of you who stayed back. Thank you so much. And being one of the late speakers, there are a few things that happen. You come with a presentation, and as one after the other starts speaking, you start picking off lines from what you want to present. Right? You like this point is covered. Okay, I take this off. Eventually, that goes off to a few slides disappearing from the presentation. So first you take away some pointers, then a few lines go off, and then for me, in my case, the whole presentation is gone. So I just told content, let's see. So now, the whole debate about AI, let's ask a simple question. Everyone keeps asking, can AI replace humans? A simple question, right? Now imagine if it was AI sitting through all these motions, and at the end of it having to present something which was not presented earlier. So there comes experience. There comes the human person, human touch to actually come and rethink and represent something which was not spoken earlier. So this is where I think the most important aspect which we always keep it's a debate that goes on and it will go on. That will AI replace a human? The answer stands here in front of you. It's no, because you need experience. How many of you have heard about the Microsoft having an AI tool? What's the name of the AI tool which Microsoft has? Copilot, right? It's not pilot. What is a Copilot mean? There is a pilot who runs it. Yeah? It's not a pilot, it's not an autopilot. Why didn't Microsoft call it autopilot? The reason is, it is being run by someone called a human, and that is why it's called a co-pilot. So similarly, but there is a co-pilot, remember that. So there will be a pilot and an AI called co-pilot. The co-pilot as a human may have to be replaced, but there is still a pilot. If you go back and actually look at where we are, okay, so coming back to my presentation, now what I'm left with is this, and it's not the whole book. I'll tell you, it is this one page, and it's not that one page, it is 1, 2, 3, 4 lines of the page. Okay, that's what I'm left with to reinvent and come up with a presentation. So this is not AI, this is actually a human which cannot be replaced. So that's the point I was trying to bring forth. And so the other good part is, it's only 4 lines I'm going to speak about. Okay, so there will be very little that will keep you from between the evening and me, basically. Okay, how many of you have heard about this organization called KPIT? Anybody has? Yes, we are into predominantly an automotive line of business. We call ourselves as the pioneers in the technology space for automotive. How many of you have cars or have experience of cars? Most of us, right? We would. Can you imagine the lines of code that goes into a car? You know, software, all people who come from academics, you teach the children the kids to do coding. Do you know how many lines of code actually go into the vehicle? Take a wild guess. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, how many lines of code? Many. How many manys?
If it is a completely automated car, there are lakhs and lakhs of applications to run.
Correct.
If it is a semi-automated, maybe a 10 or 15 applications.
Okay, good one, good guess, close.
If you are manual running car, maybe having 1 or 2, which controls the engine, which take care.
Okay. Okay, now let me tell you something. A simple car that you see on the road, forget about automatic, semi-automatic, has 150 million lines of code. 150 million lines of code, and it's only growing. And this is where the students that we take from the different academics have a role to play. I cannot make even if it is a fresher who's writing his first line of code, it better be right. Do you know an automotive industry? Where does it stand in terms of the safety part? Which is the first most safety critical industry in the world? You are right. Bang on. Right? In airlines, you can't have a wrong line of code. You know what happened recently. Unfortunate, but sometimes it does happen. One switch in the wrong direction made the difference. The second most critical safety application is a automotive industry. Now we're talking about greener technology, that's what we're working on. We're talking about hydrogen fuel cells. But remember, anything that happens on the car segment is the lines of code. They're just going to increase. Every hour there is 25 GB of data which crosses across in a single automotive in terms of exchange of information. You see those features. You see the infotainment features. You have almost a semi-mobile in the car fitted as a touchscreen, right? So that is where we have transitioned into. Now coming to the other part of the industry, which I head the operations. So talent acquisition rolls up to me. Now here is the important thing. Why we say AI is important or not, I leave that debate aside. We are now at a stage where we are saying, in my interview to a candidate, a prospective candidate, I am going to allow him or her to use AI to answer the question I ask. Is it a good choice or no? Guys, I am going to ask a student or a person who has come with experience and tell them, please use AI. You are okay to use AI and answer the questions. It's good? Exactly. You know why? Because tomorrow when he's working for you, are you going to take away AI and say, okay, you're going to work without AI? You want to see how smartly he or she can utilize and give you the result, how optimized he can write a code. I don't know if you know, but every code that is generated has an impact on your sustainability. I don't know how many of you know. Every search you do Google has an impact on your sustainability. So if you improve the lines of code, the quality of code in an automotive industry, can anybody guess what is the greenhouse effect we can bring down by percentage? Just by getting the lines of code good, optimizing the line of code. You can improve the sustainability by 14%. Just imagine, guys. Why I'm bringing this out in this forum is the engineers that we take almost around 1500 engineers. Till last year, that is what we used to take. I don't know how many we are going to do next year, but that's the kind of engineers that we take from different colleges, institutions. And if they are of that quality, who can deliver on day one, the world will be a better place. It's not only the organization. Just think about the impact. Now the last bit, which I will cover, those 4 lines, this is the 4th one, so, is how is my own function, one of my functions, I've got 3-4 functions rolling up to me. One of the functions I look at is talent acquisition, which is hiring. Last year, I had a team of 70 people doing the hiring. So for every, my run rate of offers that our organization used to make is 150 offers per week. The team had to make 150 lateral offers. I'm not talking about freshers. So for 150 offers, I had to call almost 6 times the people. 900 calls I had to make to get around, say, 450 people interested. Then you do your L1, L2 interview. So imagine the kind of team that I had to use to do the calling. 1 year back to today, I have a database. I have a tool that will call those 900 people at the same time. No sequence, nothing. It just calls. And it's not the voice call in the terms of it's a call that will speak to you. It will engage in a conversation. So imagine, it is not that pre-recorded idea. It engages in a conversation. It records everything and gives me the result in a tabulated format. It tells me This person interested, yes, no. What is his location? What are his skills? Is he serving notice period? Everything in a ready-made tabulated format. Not only that, it lines up its L1 interview also. No people, so my team of 20-25 people who is to do the work of calling out of the equation. Now before I go to the next level, there are people who will sit and interpret what's coming out, and they will be people who will have also HR plus technology background. That is where the game changer is. Jobs are not gone, but you have to up your game. So scalability is going to be helped. That's what someone did mention in a previous slide, that all the repetitive tasks are definitely the ones that are going to be wiped off first. But guys, also a word of caution. Today, the maturity of AI, if you know, is not even that of a cat's brain. I don't know if anybody has come and spoken about the maturity of AI where we are today. It's not even at the level of a cat. So there's a long way to go. But at the same time, always remember it's a co-pilot. The driver's seat is always a pilot, that of a pilot. So this is where I would want to end my 4 lines. Thank you so much, guys. Session.